Hello. Didn't want to say anything. I went and looked at the power pole that I'll mention later. But I wanted to do this video because 1 week ago a day I was assaulted. Basically right here on this spot. This is my trailer. This is where the rental trailer is, that's questionable. It was never really a rental situation. But I'm trying to just stay straight with the facts. It's a very emotional situation, so I'm going to do my best not to stray away from the facts. But 1 week ago today, I was assaulted on my property, not the rental property. And what had happened, I had gone over to the rental, and I told Ron, I said, do you have any I'd just been with my folks for several days, and I just got back. Before I even went in my house, I walked over there. I said, Ron, do you have any rent money? He said, no, I don't. I said, okay, well, this is your unofficial 3-day notice. Okay, so I was over there, then now I'm walking over here, about here. Anna, his wife, comes up to me. He's standing right to the right of her, and she's hysterical. I mean, she's crying, she's whatever, please don't kick us out of the park, we have nowhere to go. And that's why I've helped these guys as much as I could possibly take it. I wasn't upset, I wasn't mad, I didn't care about the rent's some kind of imaginary number anyway. But what made me upset, not that day, but the reason I gave them the 3-day notice is because my ex-wife or my best friend paid about $500 in electric bill for these guys. So I just pretty much had it wasn't going to get any better. So anyway, Anna's over here, and she's hysterical. They're a couple of alcoholics. So she's grabbing me. I said, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I step back. She just loses her footing, falls down. And then there was a real long pause, and Ron's like, you pushed my wife. So he grabbed me and tried to drown me in the water here. It had been raining that day. So here he is, he's trying to drown me in the water over here, right up where I'm standing. Of course, my cell phone, it ends up on the ground right here. I mean, it's pretty much right on my property line at this point. So, he tried to drown me in the mud, and Anna pulled him off, and I said, wow. So I left. I got up somehow, and so here I'm walking back over to my trailer, and I come up here, I go back inside, I call the sheriff department. Well, the sheriff department shows up. First thing he said, what happened? I said, I was assaulted. He said, well, that's not what they said. They have a different story. They said you pushed his wife. I said, well, that's not true. He said, well, I'm sorry. They said you did. You said you didn't. I'm the only one working today. I have a large area to cover. What I can do, I can take everybody to jail. I said, well, I'm already a victim. Now you want to take me to jail. Instead, I'm thinking, I'm trying to stay with the facts. I'm sorry if I get off it, but I'm thinking, well, maybe you should take him off the premises for at least one night. I live here and all that. As far as I'm concerned, he's no more than a squatter. Of course, the law might disagree, but that's just my opinion. Okay, so later on, the first officer said, don't go outside, don't cause any more trouble, somebody's going to get arrested. Okay, so I'm pretty, I'll show you later how bad I looked. I'll just show you now. So here's what I look like while the officer is talking to me. This is exactly what I look like. Hi. So I'm feeling pretty bad. I feel like, well, serve and protect. Well, you could have just sent anybody over here to a bum off the street could have told me what he told me, or helped me how much he helped me. So so I was out. I'm back out here side. I'm out here, right here, on my property. I'm throwing the ball, playing with my dog Polo, which he's somewhere around here somewhere. So he comes around the end of the trailer and smiles at me and shoots me a bird. Well, at that point, I started yelling. I already had a kitchen knife out here for my protection, and it was in a case. So I started yelling, cussing, screaming. I was an absolute madman. I didn't start drinking until after I was salted. So, and then I got intoxicated. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm very ashamed and embarrassed for the way I acted. But it just took on a life of its own. So here I am. I'm ranting and raving. I'm right here on my property, on the top of my septic system. They're over here. Nobody comes outside. They're calling the 911 on me, and now I'm in serious trouble. So I pretty much stopped ranting and raving. I did. I went back inside, and at the time the two law officers come over, a man and a woman. I was coming outside. I had a beer in my hand. I had that same knife, still in the case, and Polo. They said, "Put your dog away. Put your dog away." Sure, okay. So I put my dog away. Went back up here, and then I put him back inside, and then I come back down here, and they said, "Get down, get down." And being whatever, I've never been arrested like this before. I said, "Well, I'm not getting down in the dirt." So the lady tased me. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I better get down in the dirt. So as I was getting down, she tased me again. So after that, then I was obviously under arrest, and they were literally doing their job at this point, because I was drunk and disorderly. I was yelling things I shouldn't have been yelling to the people that victimized me. I thought I was going to wear this scar on my face the rest of my life. Luckily, it's not as bad as it looked that day, and that would help me remember the dozens of good favors I had done for these people for the rest of my life. Hence, no good deed goes unpunished is where that came from. Anyway, I transgress. So they got me, threw me in the back of the car. I asked to have my hands photographed. I'll just kind of show you my hands, whatever. It apparently doesn't really matter what my hands look like. But let's see if you can see. But there was nothing that I had done to defend myself except try to prevent myself from drowning. I did not hit back or anything like that. So let me get this. Sorry about that. Somebody's trying to call me. So anyway, I get in the back of the car, and I know I said some rude things to the lady police officer, and I apologize for that. I was totally out of line, but at that point, I felt like, well, now I'm being victimized more or less twice. Even though, at this point, I'm totally pretty much insane over the whole situation. Very little control at this point coming from me. And they also mentioned that I went over to the power pole and hacked it all up with a machete. I do not own a machete. What I did, and I did not cut off their electricity or their water or anything. And, I know they have more rights than I do at this point. So I go over there, and I remove the breaker that's operating the air conditioner, because I'm just tired of paying this electric bill. Well, let me show you what the machete looks like. Okay, that's the machete I used to remove the breaker. These guys, I can't tell you how many lies they have told me it's over 100 lies. So, but I mean, that's whatever. That's just my opinion, I guess. But anyway, that about concludes it. I know I'm in a lot of trouble, and and I apologize to anybody I might have said things to, whatever that's worth. But I can just show you a couple days before that. My brother was here from Orlando. Him and I worked out together. And then here's my mom and I at the back porch in Destin. And then this is what I looked like 24 hours later when I got home. And this is after taking a shower once I was put into the general population over at the Funiac jail. I mean, it looks bad. I mean, I was emotionally pretty upset about the whole situation, the way the sheriff handled it on the first visit. I could have just, I don't know. I'm not, we don't want to do the blame game, but I just want everybody to understand, I am not a bad person, and I'm just tired of telling my story. So, I'll just put this on YouTube. I doubt it, but because I don't even have internet access. But anyway, that's my story. Richie Daniels, 1 week after I was assaulted. Thank you, whoever wants to watch this. Take care. Have a nice day.